You want to go to the Cowboys, Julio? Or you want to stay in Atlanta?
Oh, man, nah, I'm out of there, man.
Boys, it seems like it's actually happening. Julio Jones wants to be traded from the Atlanta Falcons, and more than likely, he will be traded from the Falcons this summer. So today, in a Madden franchise, we take the 5 most likely trade destinations for Julio Jones according to the official Vegas betting odds. We put Julio Jones on that team in a franchise mode. First of all, see what it takes to trade for Julio with each individual team, and then sim next season to see what Madden thinks happens with each of these 5 teams if Julio Jones does become a part of their team via a trade. Now guys, I'm a huge Titans fan, and spoiler alert, according to Vegas, the Titans are the 2nd most likely trade destination for Julio Jones. You see the odds right here. We're going to start from lowest odds, ending off with the favorite. So 49ers, Packers, Ravens, Titans, and last but not least, the Patriots, who are the current favorite to trade for Julio Jones. Now, if your favorite team isn't on here, like, bite me, dude. Like, I don't make the Vegas odds. Like, get out of here. But I do want you guys to let me know in the comment section below where you think Julio Jones ends up next season. Some people still think he won't get traded. Is that just Falcons fans in denial? I don't know. Let me know where you think Julio ends up in the comment section below. And if we can actually get 5,000 likes in the first hour on this video, I will double upload today for the first time in probably like 6 or 7 months. So if you can't hit that like target, be expecting another video in your sub box later tonight. Make sure you have notifications on so you don't miss that upload. With that said, let's begin. 49ers, what's it going to take to bring in Julio Jones to their team? Now, we'll say if they do get Julio Jones, this team will be absolutely disgusting. They're already loaded as it is. They added Julio, it'd be that much crazier. Now, I do know Julio said he wants to go to a team that can win, and 49ers do fit that bill. Pretty much every team in the top 5 favorites will actually have a chance to win, so I think it's a realistic destination for all 5 of the teams in today's video. But what will it take to bring in Julio Jones to the 49ers from the Atlanta Falcons? He still comes in at a 95 overall. He's still going to be an absolute beast for a year or two, no matter where he goes. If you're that team that's like one piece away from making the Super Bowl run, and Julio Jones is that piece, I wouldn't mind giving up a first-round pick. I mean, the Super Bowl is worth a freaking first-round pick. Now, let's just start off with a second-round pick. The second-round pick enough to bring in Julio Jones to the San Francisco 49ers, and know the trade was declined. So they want a little bit more than just a second-round pick. Now, they could probably take some players. Like, I don't think they would mind taking a few players. Ronald Blair III, and also let's go with a 4th round pick from this year as well, so a left end, a 4th rounder. It's declined just barely, so I think if we go with a 3rd round pick from next year, that should be enough to bring in Julio Jones. Just kidding, it's declined. What the heck? So take out this left end and see if there's any strong safety that we have that I'll be willing to trade away. Tavon Wilson, submit this through. That one even went down more. So we're having some problems right now, but we're going to persevere. Dre Greenlaw. We also have a center that they do want. Weston Richburg. I think this will be accepted, and it was. Let's welcome Julio Jones to the San Francisco 49ers for a 2nd from this year, a 3rd from next year, and some depth at the center position. I don't think 49er fans will be mad at all at that trade if that's what it took to bring in Julio Jones to your team. And now if we look at this wide receiver core, it is absolutely loaded, dude. Julio, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Mohamed Sanu, even Richie James is okay. I mean, not to mention freaking George Kittle, that insane offensive line. So how good does Madden actually think the 49ers will be if they do end up acquiring Julio Jones? I would personally say at bare minimum a 12-win team. They're in a very tough division, which maybe brings down their win total a little bit, maybe to 10, but even 10 wins in the NFC West this upcoming season would pretty much equivalent 13 wins in any other division in the NFL this next season. Oh, wow. I swear to God, this game is so stupid, bro. The 49ers, they don't even make the playoffs. So if Julio wants to go to a winner, don't go to the 49ers. They end up 7-9 on the year. Like I mentioned, the division is very competitive from top to bottom. Nobody won 10 games, but still, the 49ers should be making the playoffs, dude. Best record in the league goes, okay, so this is just stupid already. Top 5 freaking records in the league. Top 6 records in the league next year. Freaking Jags, Vikings, Browns, Chiefs, Bengals, and Jets. So yeah, this is already thrown out the window. These results are just absolutely worthless. I do want to see how Julio did this season. How would he fare as a member of the San Francisco 49ers? Jimmy G had an okay season. Julio Jones, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, but apparently they just sucked. I don't know. Minnesota Vikings, Buffalo Bills in Super Bowl 56, and the winner is gonna be none other than the freaking Vikings. Fourth highest odds to acquire Julio Jones is the Green Bay Packers. This for sure would make Aaron Rodgers happy. Now, at this point in time, we don't even know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be a member of the Packers next season, but we're going to presume that he is for today's video. I'm pretty sure if they said, hey, Aaron, we're getting Julio Jones, he'd want to stay. But the question is, what would it take to bring in Julio Jones to the Green Bay Packers? I mean, you imagine Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, and Julio Jones on the same offense. That would be absolutely deadly. Now, I would expect for the trade value to be about the same for each team. It just depends on what players each team has that the Falcons might be interested in to make it a little bit easier in terms of draft picks. Once again, Julio coming in 95 overall. Maybe trade away Dean Lowry, who they kind of are interested in. And if we threw in a second-round draft pick from here, maybe we wouldn't have to trade away an extra third-round draft pick for the next year. So if we just throw in here, I would say maybe a 6th-round draft pick from this upcoming draft, submit this through. It's accepted, so easy money. I think Packers fans would be so happy if this is all it took to bring in Julio Jones to their team. Now, like I said, dudes, the team is absolutely stacked. 91 overall offense in terms of Madden is absolutely insane, my dudes. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers, you have Aaron Jones, wide receiver, Devontae, Julio Jones, Devin Funchess, MVS, Alan Lazard, Amari Rodgers, who also is a freaking rookie who could be really good out of Clemson. So if the Packers now don't make the playoffs with this team, I will be shocked. Unlike the 49ers, they're not in such a competitive division. So if in this simulation the Packers don't at least win 12 games, something is wrong with EA Sports. This game is absolutely moronic. So the Packers, they go 6-10 in this division with Julio Jones, Devontae Adams, Amari Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and Aaron Rodgers. So the Bears win the division. The best record in the league goes to, what do you know, the Browns for the 8 millionth time. I'm so tired. Every single freaking video we do, the Browns going 12-4, 13-3, best record in the league. It's just so stupid. I don't know what infatuation Madden has with the Browns every time you sim a franchise, but all I know is every time you click the freaking sim button in Madden franchise mode, the freaking EA Sports sees the Browns and get an instant boner. Now we had the 4th best offense in the league. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, 4,600 yards, 43 touchdowns, 16 picks. Julio Jones, 992 yards, 12 touchdowns. Devontae Adams, a great year. But once again, this game is just stupid. Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl against the Kansas City Chiefs for Super Bowl 56, technically. I just know the Cowboys are going to win it. No, they don't. Wow, at least that is kind of reasonable for the Chiefs winning it. Now, this is where things get a little bit more serious. The Baltimore Ravens are the 3rd favorites to acquire Julio Jones in a trade. This is a team he's been rumored to be traded to for a long time now, a team that's really needed a #1 wide receiver. They've done some decent moves this offseason and in the draft. You know, they did go out, they acquired Rashad Bateman, 1st-round pick. I mean, Sammy Watkins is solid as well, but you still obviously would take yourself a Julio Jones. They did draft 2 wide receivers, so maybe they're looking elsewhere. Maybe they don't want to spend the money on Julio Jones, but even if they don't, their wide receiver core is going to be much improved from the prior years. But like I said, you never pass up on the opportunity to get a Julio Jones. They're interested in Tyus Bowser, 3rd-round pick as well, added into the deal. It's declined, so it's probably once again going to take a 2nd-round pick. But a 2nd-round pick and an outside linebacker declined again, but just like last trade, we throw it like a 6th-round pick. Maybe this is enough, and it is accepted. Once again, I don't think Ravens fans would be mad at having to trade away Bowser and a couple picks for Julio freaking Jones. Now, you already saw the wide receiver core is pretty insane. Ravens coming in at an 84 overall, but at the same time, the AFC North is tougher than it's been in probably the past 10 years from top to bottom. The Bengals are even getting good now. The Browns are quality, and they'll probably win the division in this simulation just because this game is stupid. But once again, man, like just like the first 2 teams, the freaking Ravens with Julio Jones should be making the playoffs. But this is Madden, so they probably won't be making the playoffs because they should be. Oh, what do you know? 3rd consecutive team to get Julio Jones and 3rd consecutive team to not make the playoffs. The Ravens go 8-8. Browns, so what do you know? They make the playoffs and win the division at 11-5 on the year. Packers, they go 15-1. They went 6-10 with Julio Jones. Without Julio Jones, they go 15-1. There's just no words to describe the amount of IQ points I have lost throughout this recording. This is just absolutely freaking ridiculous. Jets making the playoffs as well, so that's just stupid. So with the Baltimore Ravens, how did Julio do? They're up to an 87 overall offense throughout the season. Lamar Jackson had a really good season, only threw 6 picks. He only ran for 169 yards. Apparently, they still haven't fixed that in simulations. Julio had his best season yet with the Ravens. 1,300 yards, 9 touchdowns, but still, he's not good enough to make the team win more than 8 freaking games. So the Saints with Jameis Winston make the Super Bowl. If the Chiefs win it twice in a row, that's just going to be anticlimactic, and that's anticlimactic. Moment of truth, my Tennessee Titans, this second favorite to acquire Julio Jones in a trade. I would be so happy, dudes. I know you guys might not care. I'm just going to be waffling, but there would not be an RBT without Julio Jones. Like, I would probably still be on YouTube and just not name RBT. It's a long story, but the whole reason I came up with the name RBT was like 10, 12 years ago when I was trying to follow Julio Jones' recruitment to Alabama, and that's when I came up with the name RBT. So literally, this would just, I would nut. Literally, my favorite player of all time, if he ended his career with my Tennessee Titans helping us win a Super Bowl, that would just be the peak of my sports fandom career if that actually freaking happened. Now, if we actually did acquire Julio Jones, this offense would be deadly. Tannehill, Derrick Henry, AJ Brown, Julio Jones, with that offensive line, with getting the pieces we did and getting guys back healthy, this offense would be absolutely unstoppable. It would just come down to how good our defense actually played this year. I would not mind even trading away a first-round pick for Julio Jones. Our team has like a 2 or 3 year window to actually win a Super Bowl. And if it means trading away a first-round pick for an all-pro wide receiver to make that last push to actually have a chance to win Super Bowl, I would not mind it whatsoever. But if we could avoid trading away a first-round pick, I would appreciate it. So, who do we trade away is the main question. Strong safety, we did just sign Mateus Farley. They don't want him. I don't blame them. On the left side, who we have, I'm not trading away Bud Dupree. Like, that's just not going to happen. At left guard, I really don't think we have anybody as well. I think we're just going to trade some draft picks here. Second round draft pick. I wouldn't even mind trading away a third round draft pick from next year as well to acquire Julio Jones. Trades decline, so it's probably going to take something like a second and a third, and maybe even a second from next year. How about just 2 seconds? Second from the upcoming draft, second from the next draft. Submit this through. Decline, but barely, just barely. And if we traded him a cornerback that Arthur Smith might want to bring over to Atlanta, like how about Breon Borders? He might would have some sort of infatuation with him. Submit this through. Julio Jones is now a member of the Tennessee Titans. And I think the Titans, out of all the teams that are rumored to be in on a Julio Jones trade, they're the team that needs him the most. Not they want to add him to the team, just what they already have. They need him because wide receiver depth, aside from him, is the worst it's been in probably the past 5-10 years for the Tennessee Titans. Outside of AJ Brown, as of right now, all they have is Josh Reynolds, Chester Rogers, and a rookie Des Fitzpatrick and freaking Cameron Batson. Like, Julio Jones just makes this team so much better, bro. But with how the things have been going so far, bro, I just won't be shocked if we once again don't make the playoffs. Oh, what do you know? 4 teams to get Julio Jones and 4 teams to not make the playoffs. So apparently, according to Madden, you don't want to trade for Julio Jones because your team plays better when you don't have him. So we go bottom of the AFC South. So that's just not real. Tannehill, 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 15 picks. Julio Jones, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. How bad would we have been without him? I'm so excited to click on the standings and see the Browns with the best record in the league. Oh no, I saw freaking Bengals. Oh, there's the Packers again. We're in 11 games without Julio Jones, but when they have Julio Jones, only win 6. Colts and Bears, Super Bowl 55. At least that's a different matchup than what we've seen so far. Bears win. Yeah, dude, I'm really sure Andy Dalton's gonna be lifting the Lombardi Trophy this year. Please, New England Patriots, save the video. At least make the playoffs. They actually are the favorite to acquire Julio, so just please, dude. This team has made so many moves this offseason. Adding Julio Jones to the offense would make them that much better. Now, I've seen some rumors that the Falcons might would want Sony Michel added into a deal, so we'll just try straight up Sony Michel for Julio Jones. It's declined, which it should be, obviously, but I think we might be able to get away with just a second in Sony Michel for Julio Jones. It was accepted. so freaking simple. I think Patriots fans once again would be so happy. Now I'm just so excited, dude. 7 of the playoffs. I'm so excited to make this entire video, and not one freaking team with Julio Jones make the playoffs.